Alright, go.
Tangent of 0 is actually 3. Actually...
What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
I don't know. Lean beef.
Where is this guy?
Seminar Squad in! Where's this camera guy again? Alright, so today, right now, today, we're gonna go over the IRR, including tips and tricks on how you can succeed. I found you again. So here's the thing, right, about the lenses. You want each person in your group to have a distinct and specific lens, because if they overlap, it's gonna lead to a really bland TMP. And if you don't remember, the TMP is the presentation after you make the IRR. Found you. Hey bud, you keep running away from me, it's kind of weird. But here's the thing, sourcing is the second step to creating the best IRR of all time. But here's the reason why. You want to make sure you pick the best sources from Gale, from JSTOR, from Google Scholar. Make sure they're accessible. I prefer Gale myself because all the sources are free and are very specific. Hey bud, okay, you need to stop moving, okay? It's getting really annoying, okay? Okay, so but here's the thing. Speaking of other people, we have to go into how you want to spend your time in class, right? To be effective, have to be reasonable, and have to be, most of all, not procrastinating. It's terrible, it's like a disease. Get back here. Alright, hey bud, sorry I knocked you out, let's just get you a bit more focused. So here's the thing, right? Peer review and revising is a huge part of your essay. It takes pretty much 20 minutes to do and makes your essay about 30% better. 20 minutes for 30%, kind of like that one Geico ad, I can't really remember. No, that's about it. Have a good day. Hey seminar students, today we're going to talk about that team multimedia presentation, or as we like to call it, the team multimedia presentation. Let's get into it.
This thing was a beast, and honestly, it sucked. But it wasn't that bad, so let's give you guys a few tips that we wish we had going into it.
Tip number 1, don't wait until the last week to find out what a stimulus packet is.
Yeah, read it early, identify the themes, and pick viable evidence from the sources. And then make sure to tell the people in your team about it.
Remember guys, communication is everything. Make sure that it's not just one person doing all the work, Cole, and not just 0 people doing all the work, Aiden. And distribute the work evenly and communicate about what you need in your time frame.
Also, Miss Romberg does not think that memes count as a reliable source. Do not reference Shrek to climate change.
Shockingly.
Also, when you choose your lens, stick to it. Environmental, social, ethical, cleansing, whatever the hell your lens is, make sure that you stick to it. Otherwise, it's gonna turn out like a blind person wrote your paper. Just a jumble of words everywhere.
And remember, practice your presentation a lot. Because here's the thing, right? Being able to recite information from a script is one thing, but doing it under pressure in front of all your peers is a whole different story.
I'm gonna copy. And remember to not panic during the Q&A. Just breathe. If someone asks you a really weird question, just stall with, "Wow, that is an interesting question." And then just let your brain panic in silence.
Now, remember, support each other in this process as well. It's not called a team multimedia presentation for nothing.
Even when your teammate thinks that annotated bibliography is a type of pasta.
Listen, we did it and you can too. Just make sure to communicate, cite your sources, and maybe don't let Aiden design your slides.
I stand by the glitter transitions.
We did it, and you can too.
Seminar Squad out!
Paper was written in 3 days. Not planned for weeks and polished in 3 days. I mean researched, drafted, cited, sourced, cried, and died, and then submitted all in 72 hours. So yeah, learn from me, or don't. But here's how not to die during your IWA. 1, pick a topic, preferably not the day that it's due. I chose mine a week in advance. Thought I was ahead of the game. Turns out you need 8 scholarly sources. So what do? I type nostalgia affects us how into JSTOR. Then I cried for 20 minutes, because JSTOR hates productivity. Pro tip, BuzzFeed articles do not count as scholarly sources, no matter how much you liked what Power Ranger you are. Step 2, line of reasoning. Sounds fancy, but really all it means is just to not throw facts at a wall and hope something sticks. I finished my entire intro, then realized I had no claim. Just vibes and a very passionate rant about how cartoons make us better people. Had to go back and rewrite the entire thing at 1 in the morning, powered only by lo-fi music and existential dread. Step 3, citing. This one's for my gremlins who like to write first, cite later. Wrong move. I finished my paper at 2 a.m. and lo and behold, not a single in-text citation. Do you know how long it takes to MLA format 8 sources while your brain is literally melting? Hours. I have glimpsed the void. Final step, pretend that you're proud. Did I revise it properly? Not really. Did I abuse autocorrect and pray that the rubric gods are feeling merciful? Absolutely. But here's the twist. I actually learned a lot. How to research fast, how to format a strong argument, and how to punch through academic barriers like a panic-powered productivity Kool-Aid man. You know what? It wasn't even my worst work. It was almost acceptable. Because I finally was able to focus, not through choice, but by fear. And fear is a powerful motivator. So here's my advice. Start earlier than I did, choose a topic that you like, and for the love of College Board, do not try to write a 2,000-word formal research paper in a sleep-deprived sprint powered only by chips, spite, and energy drinks. But if you do, you're not alone. I survived this, and so can you. Probably.
Do you know what's worse than public speaking? Public speaking with a grade attached to it. Hi, I'm Donovan, and I'm here to talk to you AP Seminar students about the IMP, or the Individual Multimedia Presentation. Now I bet you're all wondering, what is the Individual Multimedia Presentation? Imagine this. You've spent weeks researching a topic, reading journal articles, collecting evidence, questioning everything you thought you knew, and now you have to condense all of that into a 6 to 8 minute solo presentation. It's just you, your slides, and a classroom full of judgmental eyes. It's basically the easiest thing you'll ever do. So now on to the actual tips on how to get it done. Now, the whole point of the IMP is to take one specific lens, be it economic, cultural, social, whatever, and then you take your topic and you speak about your topic specifically through that lens in a type of deep dive. Now, with all of that, at first you're thinking, oh boy, is this easy! But then, oh boy, it sets in, and you realize it's more like, I mean, you really gotta sit down and do a little thinking about this assignment. I mean, at first I was just like, oh, cool, I'll make a nice presentation, put a little script with it, practice it a couple of times, and then I'll be fine. But oh boy, does it get a lot more when you really think about it. Now, step number 1 was I had to figure out how to structure my presentation. Because this isn't just a summary of your research, it had to be an argument, and that meant crafting a clear thesis, backing it up with solid evidence, acknowledging opposing perspectives, and wrapping it all up in a way that made sense. It's basically like you're doing a little mini presentation for your IWA. Next, I had to make my presentation interesting. How I did this? I sat down, did my presentation, and asked myself, would I actually listen to this? Is this actually interesting, what is coming out of my mouth? If no, Then I rewrote it until it was interesting. Try not to just throw facts out there and statistics out there. Nobody's gonna remember that. People remember a story. Tell a story with your IMP. Make people remember what you said and not what the actual facts are. And then I had to craft the visuals for my slides. Now, every slide needs a good visual, and they have to be purposeful, clean, and elegant, and have a real meaning with your slide. None of these giant paragraphs on a white background. Just the essentials need to be on your slide. Graphs, images, bullet points, and maybe 1 or 2 quotes. I even had to think about color schemes and fonts when I was making my visuals. Who knew that credibility could be affected by visuals? Am I right? But basically, if your audience has to squint at your slide to read it, you've already lost. The next step, practice your presentation again and again and again. I started off just reading my script to practice my presentation, but that only works for so long. You can't just have a script in front of the class while you're presenting. So I tried memorizing that script, but unfortunately that makes you sound really robotic because you're just reading the lines off of the script as they come up, but in your mind. So I found a nice middle ground where I just knew my content so perfectly and I knew everything about it, where I could just speak it confidently in front of the class, no script needed. Now, how did I achieve this level of practice? Well, I just practiced everywhere for a while. I would practice in front of my mirror, I would record myself to make sure my volume was good, I'd even practice in front of my dog. I don't think he really liked my presentation. But then again, I don't think he knows what he's talking about, so I think we're good. Now, the hardest part by far was timing. You would not believe how fast 6 to 8 minutes can fly by when you're just talking about, and how slow it can crawl when you have no idea what you're talking about. Now finally, it was presentation day. My heart was racing. My palms were sweaty. My inner monologue was screaming, "Don't forget to breathe!" But once I started speaking, everything shifted. It all just kind of made sense. All the hours of research I put into it, all the hours of presenting it in front of a mirror, it all just kind of clicked. Sure, I stumbled on a word or two, and I might have said significantly 5 times in 1 minute, but I owned it. I did that presentation. I was confident about what I was saying, and that is what matters. Was it stressful? Yes, very much so. But did it make me a better presenter? And maybe even a little braver? Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. Hey there, seminar scholars! I just got done with the end of year exam, part A and part B, and oh boy was it tough. Not because I wasn't prepared or anything, but because I was sitting next to Aiden. Now, the end of year exam is comprised of 2 parts, part A and part B. First, we're gonna talk about that part A. Now, part A is a very interesting part. It is where you analyze someone's argument. You're not writing your own paper, you're describing someone else's. Don't just treat it like a summary. That's what Aiden did, and he got a 2. Treat it more like you're describing their paper. You're going in depth to find every part of it and explain it to the audience. Now for the second part of the exam, part B. This is where you make your own paper, and this is most people's time to shine. This is most people's, except for Aiden's, time to shine. You take 4 articles and you connect at least 2 of them and write a paper with no minimum or maximum word count that brings those sources together, and you bring in your own outside information to create a masterful paper in about an hour. Now, AP Seminar students, it's your time to shine. Go and do that exam. And don't be like this guy. Oh, he's dead. That's okay. He wasn't very successful anyways, so it doesn't matter. Let's go, AP Seminar. Complete that exam and go for it.
Warning. The following video will show exactly what will happen if you do not follow our advice and do your own thing.
Okay. Alright, it's not that bad. We just gotta write this paper, 1,200 words.
You could be doing something else, you know.
I could be doing something else.
Not only could you, but you have time. A whole 3 weeks until this is due.
Okay.
So does your entire team. What are the chances that they're also gonna wait? Because they also have 3 weeks.
Yeah, I can like, I mean, what is this, this was gonna take me like 1 hour. I could just do it the day before. I should be fine. Yeah, I could be doing so many other things. I could be so much more productive right now. Alright, what are we doing?
First things first.
Oh, it's just a freshman. We're okay. Yeah! I mean, look at this deck. It's to die for. Oh man, Mr. Procrastinate, that was superb. That was like the greatest 30 minutes of my life.
Isn't it amazing how time can fly when you're having fun?
What do you mean?
You'll see.
I wonder what he could have meant by time flies when you're having fun. Well, he couldn't have obviously meant that your paper's due in 2 hours and you had 3 weeks to do it. It couldn't be that. What? Yeah, you're cooked. And you're me. So I'm cooked. We're both cooked. That paper's due in 2 hours. You have 2 hours to write a 1,200 word essay. Ah! No, there's nothing there! It's all gone! No, I'm gonna get a 2! Maybe not even a 2, maybe a 1! I might get a 1! I'm gonna die! And that, kids, is why you don't procrastinate and do your work when you have the time available. I'm still cooked.